early season switch from Chelsea. The shortfall has been in attack, where so much depends on the contributions of Matt Le Tissier and the determined approach of the only full international in the side, Northern Ireland's Ian Dowie.
Well, I fully expect Ian Branfoot to send out his team in that formation. Glenn Cockrell won't naturally play wide on the right. He'll tuck in a little bit to make the midfield area very, very competitive.
Blackburn have Alan Shearer safely back from Wembley. Kevin Moran from another inspiring performance for the Republic of Ireland in Spain. And substitute Roy Wegerle has been with the United States squad in France. But Alan Wright, who missed the England under-21 international on Tuesday, is still out with a groin strain. Tony Dobson filling that vacancy.
Well, Kenny Dalglish won't change what's been an already successful formation this year. Invariably 4-4-2, with the emphasis again on the number 9 to provide the goals for them. But Shearer's an obvious choice for 1-against-1, but here's a contest I'm really looking forward to this afternoon. The power, the grit, the determination, the aggression of Terry Hurlock against the skill and the passing qualities of Gordon Cowans.
Well, Blackburn Rovers will certainly remember referee Martin Bodnam. He took charge of their match at Selhurst Park in September when he sent off 2 Rovers players, Mike Newell for deliberate handball on his own goal line, and Tony Dobson for a foul and subsequent dispute of the yellow card which followed the tackle. Also, he sent off Vinnie Jones. Much has been said of Alan Shearer's skill as a player. As a man, he's equally impressive. Leadership qualities were recognised when he played here last season. He captained Southampton on a number of occasions. We must give a pat on the back to all the members of the Dell ground staff. There's been a lot of rain all over the country, of course. There's been no exception here down in the south. But the pitch in splendid condition. Hasn't always been that way down the years. They've spent a lot of money at Southampton to improve the playing surface, and it looks now money well spent. And looking very like Alan Shearer, wearing number 9 for Southampton, is Neil Maddison up there with Matt Le Tissier.
It's almost an England international kick-off here, wasn't it, Martin? Straight out the ground.
Here's Dowie. Cockrell, as Andy Gray was saying, starting on the right of midfield, although he will tuck in when required, I'm sure. On the right for Blackburn, the raiding power of Stuart Ripley. Shearer showing for him. Good pressing by Hurlock of, in the end, unfair nature. The referee took his time adjudicating on that. When you play at the Dell, I'm sure you wonder if you go too wide, you might end up in the middle of the crowd. It's such a tight little stadium here. So a corner to Blackburn.
Yeah, watch this, yeah.
Maddison can't prevent it going for another.
The one thing you can't fault the first 20 minutes has certainly been Southampton players' attitude. It's certainly been spot on, and they seem as committed as they'd ever be.
Blackburn working it short this time. Good work from Wilcox, and in the end the flag is up. Mike Newell was trying to take it on the turn.
Yeah, he won't be happy he's offside in that situation, because Wilcox gets himself in a great position here, just there to get the cross in. And there you can see, in fact, it isn't Mike Newell. I think it's Tim Sherwood behind him who's standing in an offside position.
And Wilcox showing that he can wield the right foot as well as the left. A header from Maddison, who doesn't only look like Shearer, he comes from the northeast as well. A little further south in Newcastle. He's brought up in Darlington. Dowie, who is always very determined in his play. Shearer in front of Benali. Wilcox charging down the clearance from Moncau. Now look in again aggressively. I've seen Blackburn play away from Ewood Park a couple of times this season, and there's definitely a view that their first priority is not to get beaten. They know that if they're solid at the back and in midfield, then Shearer and Newell can sprinkle some quality about up front. It happened at Highbury, particularly where Mike Newell got the winning goal. And Arsenal were beaten 1-0, which was a very good result. So on from Dowie. Here's Letizia, and it's buried this time. Blackburn might find now their unbeaten away record and the real threat. Southampton starting strongly. Letizia missed a very early opportunity, but he set his sights and found the target this time.
Well, that's a big clearance, isn't it? And Dowie gets a lovely touch, but Letizia is in between the two centre-backs. Neither of them picking him up. He steadies himself, and he buries it. Just what Southampton need.
Well, he took his time and made absolutely sure. Wilcox across quickly to take it, but having to wait for the arrival of Moran and Hendry. It was Glenn Cockrell who stooped to steer it away. Back from Wilcox again. Ball, another fine header. Cowans lining it up. Well, if the save was on the showy side, goalkeepers like those, it was still eye-catching from Tim Flowers, and ball-catching as well.
Well, it's eye-catching because it's a great strike. That's what made the piece of action. Tim Flowers would be able to take them all day, you would assume, but fantastic half-volley from Gordon Cowans.
Cowans on the ball again. Now Wilcox. Sliding it through for Shearer. It's in the net and it's offside.
Good defending.
Flag went up straight away. They stepped out.
Yeah, Richard Holloway was very alive to Alan Shearer's run. But better play from Blackburn. They've worked the position. And as it comes across, you just see there Richard Hall stepped out, let Alan Shearer run offside and got the decision.
7 minutes to go to half-time. And Hendry again is there. Moran in the middle too. Goes all the way across to Kevin Moran, and it's a superb header. The equaliser from the captain. And a smile from the manager.
Well, that's a fabulous header from Kevin Moran. I don't think Ian Dowie will be too happy with his marking here. He's just play an ordinary free kick in, and he gets at the back of Ian Dowie and buries a great header past Tim Flowers.
Well, Kevin Moran simply keeps on going and producing the goods for his country, the Republic of Ireland, and of course for his club. He was written off really when he left Manchester United, but so much life still in his play. Him good enough to turn the stalemate into success, and strong enough defensively not to let slip the 1 point that they have at the moment. Shearer might have just got a touch now. Wegerle can change direction and make something for himself here. He certainly didn't envy the position that Jeff Kenner was in then.
No, he just looks to shift it, and if this one had bent the other way, then there was definitely a goal here for Roy Wegerle. Just pulls to the back post, takes it down, just shifts it onto his right foot, and instead of going the other side, if it bends to the left, it's nestling in the top corner.
Over Shearer.
What Ken Moncur has done today, Martin, he's played Alan Shearer as well as any centre-half in the Premier League probably this year.
Dowie knocks it on. Banger goes down. It's headed back by Dobson. And Blackburn breathe again.
I think we're going to have both teams going all fairly pleased with a point apiece.
Come on, Mickey! Mickey!
Kenner. Benali. Blackburn have got to be vigilant here. Adams. Southampton can gamble and throw one or two into the centre. It's only Dowie. Letizia is there. it's beyond Mims, but just beyond the post. And after that, you begin to settle for the 1-1 scoreline. Very, very close for Southampton.
I thought Dowie's was a genuine chance at first, but then Letitia takes over, tries to work the shooting position, but just can't squeeze it in at Bobby Mims' left-hand post.
The third minute of time added on by Martin Boddenham. And that's as far as we go. Blackburn Rovers are still unbeaten away from Ewood Park. That's a major achievement in the Premier League, even though they went behind here to Southampton's Matt Le Tissier. The equaliser not from Alan Shearer, and Southampton will be pleased that they stopped their old friend from scoring. It came from Kevin Moran, from, if you like, a Shearer-like header. But Shearer will take satisfaction, I'm sure, in the draw. Southampton may not yet have lifted the critics off the back of Ian Brandfoot, but they've given a very committed performance here. They've taken 5 points now from their last 3 matches. They've lost only 2 in their last 8 in the league. And it's another step in the right direction. Final thoughts, Andy?
Well, I think again, where both teams, as I said, will be happy to share the spoils. I don't think any team did enough to actually win the game. The more controlled football did come from Blackburn, but for the grit and determination commitment, I was very, very pleased with the attitude of the Southampton players. Taking a lot of stick, endured a lot of criticism, not them personally, but their manager has from the crowd. But they stood up for their manager today and were there to be counted. Ian Brandfoot would be pleased about that, and I think Kenny will be happy with a point as well.
So a final score, it's Southampton 1, Blackburn Rovers 1, and a word now with Alan Shearer.
Alan, what kind of experience was it coming back to the Dell?
It was a great experience. As I said before, I've still got a lot of friends here, and it was a sentimental return for me. In the end, I think it was a fair result to draw.
What about your old mates putting one over, you know, Ian Dowie putting one over you in the first half there?
Yeah, that's right. I think it was Letizia that scored. He took it very well. It was a mix-up in our back four, and he should never have been there in the first place. But in all fairness to him, he's got in there and he stuck it away brilliantly. Yeah,
it was Matt Letizia, my fault. Anyway, the drought that seems to have happened in recent times for you, people are beginning to describe it as such. Do you think they've had a cheek doing that after what you've done so far this season?
Well, people are entitled to their opinion. The person that will be least bothered about it is myself. I've got 17 this season. 1 in the midweek for England, and hopefully there's a few more for me.
But for Blackburn themselves, I mean, to go 5 games without a win, is that producing anything in the dressing room of a crisis or any kind of talk?
No, not at all. We've played, I think, 16 or 17 games this season, league games, and we've only been beaten twice, so if that's a crisis, then God help us all.
Are you quite happy to leave here without having to stop too many people today?
Yeah, that's right. After all, I mean, I think a draw is a fair result. We had chances, both sides had chances, we never stuck them away. On reflection, like I say, a fair result.
Alan, thanks very much. Well done. Thank you.
Cheers.
And thank you, David. 1-1 then. Southampton 1, Blackburn Rovers 1. Alan Ball and Peter Osgood, our guests. I think they're trying to dismantle the studio here, Alan, aren't they?